My name is Junghyun Park. It's called like JP. I opened a restaurant called ATOBOY about like 8 to 9 months ago. It's been like pretty like new restaurant. We're serving like kind of modern or new type of the Korean food into like New York dining scene. Yeah. Actually, I graduated like Gyeonggi University. This is like really famous about the hotel and restaurant management. So I went there like I studying about the food science. It's about learning about more science packed about the food, some nutrition or like the about all the like scientific fact as well as like the restaurant management as well. And meanwhile, I just like really into it about the cooking. So I really want to be the chef. So, but it's like pretty hard to find out how can I do like professionally. So I searched on the like website or everywhere. Like I found it like CIA is like one of the best campus. So I really like into it. How can I go to CIA? So I just studying about the English, but still my English is horrible. But yeah, I studying about the English, and I got a like luckily chance to go to study abroad during that time. So I went to Finland to learning about the restaurant management, and then I luckily have a chance to doing some internship in the London. So I got to London and I started working with a restaurant called Ledbury. It's a like two Michelin star and then one of the world top like the one of the world like best 50 restaurant. So I met the Brett Graham. It's like the one of the mentor of my cooking career, and then like he showed me like a lot of like great thing a lot. So during I working at that place, I just like working like 5 months, but it's like my change my life. Like he told me a lot of like great thing, and then I realized if I meet like that kind of mentor as my professional career, so I start working with him, and then he's an Australian guy. So he asked me to go to Australia. There's a lot of good restaurant, also you can more easily get the visa to work with it. Because in the UK, so we had to get some like working visa at the time. So I just moved to Australia, and then working with Andrew McConnell. He's another mentor, and then I worked with him about 3 years with him, and then back to the Korea after that, and then start working learning about the Korean food again. Because when I first time started about the cooking, like nobody care about the Korean food, you know. This Korean food means like kind of boring, like only like old people doing. Like the if you want to be like really like good chef, you need to be learn about the French cooking or some Italian cooking or something Spanish. Because all the Michelin stars coming from the France and Italy, or so like, everyone just like want to learn about some more French technique or like Italian technique. And but when I working in the Australia about 3 years, I really working hard. But a certain time I realized, what's my advantage then compared to my colleague? What I can be better to be than them. So I have like special like tongue, special like taste bud than them because I grow and learn in Korean food. So I just suddenly realized, okay, let's back to the Korea and then learning about some more Korean stuff. So I back to the Korea and then working with the Jungsik, and I start to learn about something Korean food from the beginning again. And then I I moved to the New York about like the 4 years ago because Chef Im opened the Jungsik in New York as well, and then he asked me jumping to the team because they got like 1 star. But he want to building more like the world kind of level. So I jumping that team, and then I just working with their team, and they're working really hard, and we luckily got some 2 star in second years. It's like big like owner, and then but I'm still like but what's my cuisine style? What's my style of the cooking? So and at the same time, Jungsik is like kind of fine dining. So I just want to like learning more like casual place because I used to love the going to fine dining, but nowadays like it's kind of little bit tired about the fine dining. If you go to fine dining, having some like 20 course like tasting menu, it's having like 3 hours dinner. I I enjoyed it. At the same time, it's a little bit tired, and then pretty hard to inviting my friend or my family into my restaurant every single day. It's like hey, you need to pay about $250 when you're coming to my place. It's like, oh no. So I want to open the more like casual place called the ATOBOY. So this is what am I doing now. Korea has like long history, about more than 5,000 like years old, and then Korea is like kind of peninsular. It's the all like side is with the made with the sea, and then about 70% of the landmark is like made by the mountain, so it's kind of isolate, compared to like China. So it's pretty hard to get some like really lot of the ingredient compared to other country, I guess. So when you like seasonal, like you like crop all kind of like from like the stuff like the vegetable or some any like fish or any fruit, they need to be keep that on like for like whole year for their survive. So our ancient like find out how they are like how they can be easy. It's like so they're doing some dry, they're doing some fermented, they're doing a lot of things to like preserve stuff. And then the Korea is like very like agriculture country, so the cow and then like pig is like very important like stuff in their house, so they cannot kill to the eat. So only protein source can be like soybean. So growing a lot of the soybean, and then from the soybean they can making the doenjang is like soybean paste, and then ganjang is like soy sauce, and then gochujang is like chili paste with the soybean. So all like kind of this fermented like soy sauce base is like made because of our like history, I guess. It's developed from the like long times ago, and then people didn't know about the value of the fermentation skill until I think until now on. But nowadays like a lot of people like focusing about the what's the Korean fermented skill. So we have a lot of the lion science pack or some lot of the historical pack, or a lot of story at the behind of the Korean fermented. So people using that the skill as well. And then also the kimchi is like for good example about the other type of the fermented. It's like it's basically like fermented in like salted water. When you're making the kimchi, it's all the vegetable they'll lose their juice of the vegetable has into their like salted water, and all the like the vegetable is submerged under the like the salted juice, and it's like fermented naturally under the like ground or under the like vessel we call the jangdo. So sometimes like people like fermented about the kimchi more than like 2 years, 3 years, but it's still they're like developing inside of the vessel. It's like naturally like without like losing the flavor. It's like developing like kind of funkiness, developing like kind of natural acid. So this is kind of like Korean like fermentation skill. We already had it, and then nowadays like young chef like the for example the Baru, Ogwang, and then Mingles is Mingu, and a lot of like the young Korean chef is in Korea, and then nowadays like including like ATOBOY, a lot of the restaurant in the U.S. as well, that like taking that kind of the technique and the fermentation skill we already has into the like new market, and they're using the local product and using the like different kind of technique and mixing it. This like, I think this like we are doing now is making the Korean food to the next level, I guess.
So, what advice do you have for young culinary students trying to navigate future careers?
For me, it's like I'm always asking my young line cook or people who's coming for the internship to our place. I'm always asking go to the abroad or going to the like other country or meet so many people as much as you can, and go to the dining a lot. I know it's like line cook they pay like really like minimum, it's like pretty hard to living in New York City as their how much they got paid from the restaurant. But at the same time, I know you tough the life, but you should go to the other place to check it out. You know how you are really into it about this business is like really important, because like working in the kitchen is not about to making the money about it. It's like kind of making the career about what is a like professional chef. So as you have a chance, go to the dining and then tasting the other food, what's the story at behind, what's the philosophy at the behind, what's the his taste bud is behind, try to find out. So this is my advice about to the other people. I think personally, compared to other chef, I'm pretty much like kind of Jan. Like, I'm not really yelling to the other like line cook or like jumping into the station and like throwing out. I mean, this also pretty. I think this is a kind of easiest way to give some pressure. You need to be like perfect. But for me, it's like I just want to deliver the happiness of the cooking, and even though don't need to be like yelling to them. You can give some like really good knowledge to by the word. The reason you need to be this way. It's like need to be like this one is making more good result, and the good result of the food is like make the people happy. I can like explain to them. Like the biologically, not by just like angry about by word. So that's the reason the people who's working with me is like more kind of happy or feeling like more like the family aspect. Yeah, I think this is a kind of aspect. I'm pretty lucky to like place where I used to work is including the Ledbury and Andrew McConnell and the Jungsik restaurant. That street place is not the run by the Gordon Ramsay. It's not the run by the Peter and run by the. I mean, not the 3 star. It's about like pretty much like brand new 1 star or kind of new restaurant and kind of small team. So and but has like really strong like good ego and a really good philosophy behind. So I jump when they're jumping that kind of team, it's pretty tough because you need to cover a lot of things. It's like team is like changing a lot, and then compared to like if you go to 3 star restaurant, we're working with like 40 different chefs. You need to like picking the herb like whole day, you know. But when you're working with like about like 5 chef, the 5 cook working the same restaurant, you need to working on this station, this station, this station, and you can learn like nearly everything in the like short time. So I just decided making go to some like kind of young restaurant into it. And nowadays like the Ledbury is like one of the best, and then Andrew McConnell restaurant is like one of the best in the Australia as well. So hey, even the Jungsik as well. Jungsik was started with like only 16 seat and really like only like 4 cooks working in the kitchen. But nowadays like he has like 2 restaurants in the Korea, in the New York. He's like team chef of the team of like 100 people. But I just like grow with them in quickly compared to other chef. I believe so. Yeah.
So who's had the biggest influence on your career, and what did you take from that person?
I mean, I got a like different type of the like things from the all different chef. The first of all, that Brett Graham, he's crazy about the food. He really loved the food, and he really pushing the people a lot. So making the like really high level on the like southern point like really easily. So when I working with him, like just like following the like love of the food more about the professional kitchen. And then when I working with the Andrew McConnell, he's like really like creative like businessman. So he used to have like one fine dining restaurant first time, but he opened a more casual place called Cumulus Inn, and then he opened another fine dining called Cutler Co, and he opened the like Asian influence restaurant Shiponomo, and he opened the like he's just doing some a lot of like good like characteristic restaurant at the same time. So I learned a lot of the like the business like skill and business aspect from him. And then from the chef Yim Jungsik, he's like totally kind of game changer. You know, he's the guy who making the Korean food into the like next level. So I just learned about a lot of the aspect of the Korean food from him, and this like yeah making now. Some of the young cook they don't know how kitchen job is tough, and then it's about the doing the same job and same like every single day until you get used to it. You need to cut the like the shallot like today and tomorrow and day after tomorrow like all the time, and you need to repeat again. It can be boring, but you need to be like really into it. You need to find out how can I be faster than yesterday, how can I be organized better than yesterday. You really into it about the your like boring job about to make it exciting about it. But some people is just like doing the boring job, and then they just, oh, this is too boring, I cannot work in like this kind of place, I just want to learn something new. And then they going to jump into the other restaurant, and then after working 3 months going to the other place, after working 2 months working to the other place. So sometime when I got the resume, like there's like guys used to be like more than 20 restaurant, but like every restaurant has about 2 months resume. So I think that's a kind of mistake, I guess. Yeah. Like even when I have a chance, I'm trying to reading a lot of more like cookbook from the a lot of like good chefs nowadays. There's like a lot of the source I can get inspiration from. I can really easily find out all the picture of the nice restaurant in the Instagram, or I can find out really good source of the like recipe from the cookbook. And also there's a lot of the food documentary I can inspiration from. So I'm trying to like catching up that kind of stuff as well. At the same time, when I have chance, I probably try to go in some dining out a lot. Go to the other place, check it out, and developing my taste bud all the time. So and then making like every like my experience into me to making my own style. So all the time trying to like spreading my knowledge and spreading my like experience, and then one day I just like squeeze onto my heart, and then just like moving to forward. So this is what I'm doing, the how the developing as a professionally. My food philosophy is like, I think making everything balanced with it. So when I developing some menu or some any food, I try to making kind of layer between the flavor and the texture, and kind of all the atmosphere and everything. The Korean food, like Korean old sauce, has been like prepared like the long time. There is like really strong, like the flavor of the fermentation, and then I'm mixing with kind of fresh ingredients from the local product, local market, and my good like source from. So it kind of mixing together to making balance with kind of old and new. So our restaurant is the same. The New York is like really busy. Like everyone just like too busy, and their only chance to having the like their lunch is like really quick meal. Go to the like deli and grab some sandwich and like eat like that. But our restaurant, our food has been like prepared a lot of with care and love. So people coming to our when you're coming to our place, they feel like more kind of relaxed, like eating the really like well designed, well made food is kind of making them to balance of their life. They're like really tired about the busy life, and then when you come to our restaurant, they feel like kind of relaxed and more kind of slow down about. So I really want to make them balance of their life as well as my the cooking like philosophy. I think this is like time to like spreading out about the Korean food more. Like even when I asking the someone randomly about what do you think about the Korean food, they always said, yeah, it's Korean food is BBQ and spicy, or kimchi, or like bibimbap, bulgogi. I mean, that's it about that. They know about it, the Korean food now, and they used to be know about that on from the like 30 years ago. It's same thing. But nowadays, Korean food is like getting spread out. Of course, this five the aspect is like really important. It's a Korean food, and one of the important part. But even though it's talking about the spice, chili powder has been imported in Korea about maybe few maybe 1,000 years, 100 years ago. Before then, we are not using the chili powder at all. So even the kimchi is like not spicy. It's kind of different type of the food. So we have a lot of like different aspects. It can be more like the Jan or. So I'm the one of the people guy who want to deliver in different aspect of the Korean food into the New York dining scene, and then probably the Hanok in Portland and Parachute in the Chicago, and Baru in LA. Everyone doing their own like amazing job to delivering that different type of the Korean food into the U.S. market. So it's like time to changing, and then we are like happy with it. I'm being the part of that part. So